Battle 7 begins as the yellow and red Valandians meet once again in the fields of glory, facing off, getting ready before the first battle begins. We're looking here at the yellow crossbowmen. They are formed up in the ruins with the rest of their infantry, and the cavalry are just behind them, as you can see, waiting for the reds to make the advance. Glory to the Empire, my friends. Here we go for another great battle. You're about to watch about 9-10 rounds of fighting as the skirmish phase begins. The arrows and bolts go out overhead as the infantry square off, facing each other, waiting for the first one to do the move. And it looks like the yellows are making the first initiative here by moving over to the right side of the red Valandians. The red Valandians move in to intercept them. There is a population difference here in favour of the reds as the yellows get smashed against the back of the cliff walls. The red cavalry are coming in from the far distance, followed behind from the yellow cavalry, I do believe, are coming behind them as the fight rages on down here alongside the cliffs. Here come the yellow cavalry now, getting some nice picks against the red crossbowmen who are out undefended. As you can see, a few of them getting taken down there. The numbers are in favour of the reds at the moment though, as the fight rages on, but it looks like the yellow infantry has nearly and all but been destroyed. It just remains the yellow cavalry and the yellow crossbowmen left on this battle here as the first round is over before it began. Black Count of the 13th Tagma goes down, signifying the end of the yellow infantry as the 14E cavalry fight viciously in the fields against the red BRE cavalry for this first round. It's pretty much gone in the reds' favour as they did have a numerical advantage, but the yellow crossbowmen have not given up yet as they are firing volley after volley into the shields of the reds as they slowly make their way up. The yellows do fall back along with the 2 cavalry left from the engagement. It's 24 versus 10. They're not going to win this one as the reds hunt them down throughout the fields, delaying the inevitable, I would say, but they fight well, showing that they do not give up easy. And the nail in the coffin comes from the red cavalry from behind as the infantry sweep up. Great first round. Great first round. Let's move on to round 2. Here we are. The yellow cavalry are moving up to the ruins early, as I believe the rest of the red forces are about to come up here. They haven't actually seen the yellow cavalry as the red cavalry run past them, and the red infantry come up on the right, but it's not a fight the yellows want to take so early on, as they will probably lose more numbers and in the end do more damage to their own team. The yellow crossbowmen are formed up there behind the ruins, taking some shots off. The yellow infantry are coming up here very quickly though, right into the heart of the red infantry, striking hard and fast whilst the iron is hot, hopefully to get the reds off guard. It seems they have got the reds off guard, but it's quite a messy fight. There's not really much formation going on from either side. It was a good attempt, but the reds fight back viciously. And you can see the yellow crossbowmen over there in the far left corner, and the yellow cavalry coming over in the far left corner as well in the distance, a bit too far away. If the timing was just a little bit better, I reckon you could see a much closer game here, but ultimately the reds are going to take this one. Great fighting nonetheless, great fighting nonetheless. Let's move on to the next round. So this round, as the teams square off, the skirmish phase has begun as arrows and bolts fly overhead. The red cavalry has joined the yellow teams this time to make it a more even fight. As you can see, it's 40 versus 48, 38 in the yellows' favour. That might be the reds' favour. The scoreboard's often not correct, so don't trust it. A yellow crossbowman goes down as the reds begin their advance, moving slowly towards the yellow shield wall. Skirmish phase continues as the arrow fire keeps on rolling. You can hear the cavalry of the yellows sweeping round on the right hand side over the ruins there as the yellows form up in this narrow chokehold. The reds turning around to face them. The yellow cavalry there on the left hand side, as you can see, there's your money shot. The yellow cavalry getting ready to do a nice flank, a nice timed flank. It's all about timing. Can make a big difference in this. If you time everything right, just like captain mode, you can get massive kills on the enemy. Here we go, the battle begins. The yellow cavalry comes up from the rear as the red infantry pushing forward, but it looks like there's some spearmen holding off the cavalry. They're not wanting to take the charge just yet in the red flank as the infantry battle rages on. It looks like the yellows though are outnumbered as the yellow crossbowmen are further up on the right hand side, shooting over the wall down towards the red main force. It's 37-33 in favour of the reds at the moment. It's a very close game. There's only 4 in it now, 35-30, as the red main body pushes forward. Without any cavalry supporting them, they have more of an infantry focus, giving them a bit of an advantage on this at the start. But here come the yellow cavalry now, getting some nice picks, some very nice picks for the yellow cavalry, coming through with that right timing that they were looking for. As the battle goes out into an all-out chaotic melee now. No line really formed. But it looks like at that choke point still majority of the Reds are, as they get picked off, as they move away from their formation. The yellow cavalry is going wild around the battlefield. It's 19-20 now in the yellow's favour. The yellows done well, whatever they did. The yellow infantry, still quite a few yellow infantry. Although they were getting swarmed in that choke point, they held off long enough to make the numbers even. And the yellow cavalry is doing their job of taking the picks, evening it further. You can see some yellow crossbowmen in the distance as the red, a ragtag group of Reds here at this castle ruins, slowly getting picked off by crossbow and cavalry. A cavalryman horse goes down. It goes to 14-13 in favour of the Reds. It's 13-13, 12-13. 12 Reds left. Just so you know, on this map, yellows is Reds. Very confusing. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you what you need to know. Another man goes down for the Reds. There's some yellow infantry there in that bush, holding their ground. There's a nice amount of infantry here, but how many cavs at 1, 2, 3 yellow cavalry still on the field? That'll make the difference as they come on in for the behind flank as the yellow infantry come in and squash them even further. The yellow crossbowmen are moving up as the Reds hold their ground, fighting tooth and nail. Yellow goes down and red goes down. It's a very close fight. This is going down to the wire. Those yellow cavalry are getting some superb kills. Superb kills as the Reds have just fizzled away. The Reds have just fizzled away. Here the rest of the Reds are. The last two. Can they take out 5 more players? Let's have a look. 2 spears in hand. Get the cavalryman down, making it 2-4. 3 crossbowmen. Takes out one of them easily. 1 versus 4, no chance. Hildegard of the BRE infantry. You'd have to be Achilles to win this fight. And the battle goes in favour of the yellows. Good fighting. Next round. Let's move on up to the ruins once again as the teams form up against each other, looking over the tops of their shields as crossbow bolts begin to fly. There's no cavalry for the Reds still, as they are on the yellow team, making the numbers 38-42 in the yellows' favour. Doesn't look like that because the Reds are formed up ever so nicely. The yellow infantry there hiding at that checkpoint, as you can see on the right hand side now. As the commander of the Reds is just up the front having a look. He's moving back now. He's probably relaying orders as the yellow cavalry come up from behind. And what's this? I believe these are the BRE turncoats who have gone over to the yellows to balance the team. But here they come in for a nice flank at the same time as the yellow infantry advances. And here comes the yellow cavalry coming up now, going around the outsides of the fight as the battle commences. A brutal fight has just broken out here. A brutal fight. Here come the yellow cavalry again. Beautiful, beautiful sweep round into the centre of the fray, avoiding spears as they look for targets already locked in battle. 25-36 in favour of the yellows. Very nice fight from the yellows. That is a beautiful flank coming from the BRE turncoats, we'll call them. It's the yellow cavalry that are really taking the game though. Once again, we saw the 14E a couple of matches ago and they had very nice formations and they were making some very important kills. Really doing a good job. You can really tell when one team doesn't have cavalry because they're just getting those picks up that really even the odds, taking out those defenceless units. And look at the yellow crossbowmen. They're also from the 14E. The 14E make up both the cavalry and the crossbows of the yellow team, and 13th Tagma make up the infantry, whilst the BRE make up all of the Reds. Now, seeing as the numbers are about even again, I go to play to reinforce my friends, but of course I'm a peasant because I have no money just yet. And here we are, we're moving up. 44 versus 36. Here they are, the yellows are up on the left hand side. The crossbowmen are shooting down at our formation as we make our way up to the high ground. But here they are, the 13th Tagma yellow infantry are here to contend against us. We form up, get ready to charge. And I think the order's been given. Let's do this. The 13th Tagma holding their ground again, probably waiting for the yellow cavalry to come in. I can't see, of course, as I'm infantry. I've got to concentrate on fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're coming behind us very soon for that nice flank once again. Don't want to take too many hits, so I'm not wearing chainmails. The battle rages on. It's anyone's game at the moment, but there is an 8 advantage for the yellows, now 7 advantage. We're taking them down slowly. Their cavalry have got to be somewhere, so I haven't seen them yet. As maces flail, spears thrust, shields are getting splintered. Try and help a crossbowman who's undefended. He's out of formation. He should be with his other crossbowman. That's what serves you right when you're alone. As the yellow cavalry coming in here, trying to take these sweeps. trying to get those kills, but they do also well. I'm missing easy strikes here, and the yellows are forming up nicely. The fight rages on, spears coming for our faces. That's not a fight we want to take because we are outnumbered. We need to pull back and regroup with the rest of the reds. It is 17-16, a very close fight. We've got to watch ourselves and fight together. Oh, I'm team killed by the crossbowman Merlin. Don't worry about it, Merlin. The fight kind of, you can see there's some reds in the distance, so the reds are actually separated here, whereas all the yellows are kind of in one big group, meaning that generally they take out those reds over there, lowering the numbers, and then they finish us off over here when they have the advantage. A great fight. Great fight. It's nice to get involved, but I do love spectating more because you can see what's going on. I hope you don't mind. And then moving on to the next round, I promise you I'll be spectating later, but a few rounds I do play, so here I am as a sergeant now, moving up with the heavy infantry of the Valandian Reds. Here we are facing off against the 13th Tagma yellow infantry once again. Oh, look at that, they've crouched and they've got the spears out. But we are pushing forward with our shields up rather than attacking, trying to break their line. But they're holding quite well as the battle turns into a bit of a crazy melee. This is my favourite part. It lasts for about 15 seconds when the fight is at its thickest and the most people are alive. But quickly it disperses off and I get taken out from behind from a nice cavalry flank from the yellows once again. Always impressive. Always impressive, the yellow 14th cavalry. Always impressive. The fight goes on. It's 37-26 in the yellows' favour, though. It's not looking good for the red Valandians as the red crossbowmen are using the ruins as a bit of a windbreak against the cavalry. I believe we are fighting well here. We are fighting well. We've still got quite a good clump here. Quite a big clump as the numbers go to 27-21. Still in favour of the yellows. Or am I... Oh, sorry, this is when it's bugged out again. So the scoreboard actually, the reds mean the reds this time, and the other means the yellows. But as we can see, the yellow crossbowmen are over there. They've got a couple of cavalrymen with them as the reds reform over in these ruins. And the reds move on up to take them out. Excuse me there, the scoreboard is not correct. It's very buggy. It sometimes swaps teams. Yellows could mean yellows, yellows could mean reds. Makes this job very hard, but you know, you get a gist of it. You see who's winning. It was the reds that time as the red infantry move up. We've got a 10 advantage this time. The scoreboard is correct this time. We form up in the main field at the B site as we spot their infantry out on their own, so we go to face them. We want to attack them before their reinforcements can come, but they're pulling back quite nicely. As over on the left hand side, the enemy crossbowmen is shooting down on us as we're trying to chase the 13th Tagma. But we have managed to clinch them now as we get them between a rock and a hard place as we come down hard on the yellow infantry. Numbers against them. Out of formation. I don't know where the yellow crossbowmen are, but I'm sure they're still shooting down as the yellow cavalry are wreaking havoc once again. They need to make many kills though if they want to even this game out. It started off not on an even footing, I'd say. Not much glory to be found in this game, but it's not about who wins or who loses. It's about the fight that takes place. As the infantry sweep across the field looking for any survivors. The numbers are going down though. It's 28-21. They've done very well considering they had a 10 disadvantage and they're keeping that as it goes down. But I do believe our main infantry of the reds have been told to drop their spears to make it a bit more even. So I think you'll find now. Yeah, you can see. You look at the numbers. It's nearly even. The yellow cavalry had a good time against not so many spears. It's just because of, as they're saying in chat now, one of the units couldn't come because there was an update recently and most of their clan couldn't come because of the update. They would have been late or not been able to attend, so they had a 10 disadvantage. There should have been 10 more light infantry at least on this fight for the yellows, making it like a 45 versus 45. But you're watching pretty much 45 versus 35 people approximately. Let's move on to the next round as the reds move out. I'm spectating once again as we look over the ruins at the high ground. Once again, there's always a favoured area for this map because of the high grounds. Whoever has it obviously can shoot down on the others, making both teams always fond of coming up here first. The yellow infantry are forming up in the centre as the yellow crossbowmen are moving around on the left hand side. The reds as a solid formation once again, always close together, allowing us to aid each other when the fighting begins. But here we are, we're engaging the yellow infantry now. Going around the left, going around the right. They better move back alright because they're about to get hit by a tidal wave of red Valandian fury as the red Valandian crossbowmen are coming from their rear, but they're pretty much caught out and exposed as the yellow crossbowmen are still going around the outside of the castle, but I'm sure they're taking some shots off now through the archway in the far corner as the reds try to finish off what's left of the yellow Valandian infantry. There's a 10 advantage for the Reds at the moment. Oh my god, is the scoreboard twisted again? I don't know. Either way, this is a close game. Keep watching. The yellow cavalry come in here now, getting some very nice picks. I saw a few guys go down there. The Reds are very scattered. Not very much of a cohesion going on now, but there isn't many of the yellows left. There's still a 10 advantage. You would have thought the Reds won't lose this one, but you will be surprised. Let's keep watching. The Reds have formed up somewhat again in some sort of blob, Celtic blob. The yellow cavalryman goes down, but the yellow cavalry is still getting some nice shots, as there's not as many spears on the field for the Reds as normal. Over here you can see the yellow crossbowmen dealing with a bit of a nuisance. It's 24 versus 15. I believe the red infantry are coming around to this breach in the wall now, and the yellow crossbowmen are going to rotate round. The Reds not knowing this. Of course, I do not speak to any of the red players whilst I'm spectating, only when I'm playing. I leave the chat channel. Here they are, the Reds formed up over here as they work out where the yellows are. The yellow cavalry in force still. Looks like they've not even lost a member this round. This is 21-15. They can definitely win this, the yellows. Not many spears for the Reds as they move on over to where they think the crossbowmen are, look. But they're actually moving around here, rotating around to the left, like I said a second ago. They're running around now, but I believe the Reds will catch them up. But the yellows are harassing them. Harassing the spearless men. 18-15 in favour of the Reds. It's getting closer. The yellows might yet win this one. Getting some nice cheeky shots off as the Reds try and catch them up. Of course they will catch them up. Infantry are faster. Here come the yellow cavalry now getting ready. Nice turn. Come on, get some kills. I shouldn't be rooting for the yellows as much as I am, but it's because I'm always one to cheer on the underdogs, and the yellows are the underdogs in this game as they have less numbers. Here they get some nice kills, some nice hits even, not kills. As one of the yellow cavalry members go down, the crossbowmen turn to fire, get some shots off. 15-14, it is 14-40, 13-14. It is now in favour of the yellows. As the fight rages on, those Reds need to hurry up and fight with their friends, otherwise they're just going to get picked off. But I guess with the combination of cavalry and the range units, it is very nice to kite and attack. Truly showing that tactics in this game are not dead. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that, 11-4. Somehow they only lost 2 in the time that the Reds took to lose 10. I'm going to have words about that in the training next event. Good game to the yellows, good game. Moving on to the next one, the Reds are in the centre. Formed up, the entire force is there. Not as many spears still. As they begin to move up on the yellows, of course, up at the high ground in the ruins. Oh, some of the yellow infantry has moved out down from the ruins over to the left-hand side as the Reds go to react to this. As I said before, you want to take the team that's on their own. But the yellow crossbowmen up there on the castle walls are shooting down into the backs of the Reds, getting some nice picks early on. 1 kill. Would it be another kill? You can hear people getting hit. There was another. I feel like another kill. And here we go. The infantry is engaged. The yellow cavalry certainly spotted this, and they'll be making their way over here now to get as many kills as they can as the yellow crossbowmen carry on firing. But I think the yellow crossbowmen are getting a bit of trouble up there. I think they're getting harassed by some of the red infantry as the main fight down here rages on. Can't really tell who's winning this fight, but as the yellow cavalry come in once again, doing a nice sweep. But here we can see the red infantry, some of the red infantry are chasing after the yellow crossbowmen, stopping them from firing down. But is it too little too late, as the yellows seem to be sweeping up here in the main fight. Sweeping up nicely, but I can still see quite a few Reds on the floor. Yellows taking a very nice fight. I honestly thought those yellow infantry were going to get caught out and destroyed, but they held off enough time. Enough arrows went into the backs of the Reds, and then the yellow cavalry once again came in and did a very nice sweep. There's only 10 left of the yellows, and they're probably not going to last against 20. No, 10 left of the Reds. They're not going to last very long against 20 strong Reds as we move on to one of the last rounds. Here we are, 13th Tagma, the Black Count, the leader of the heavy infantry of the yellows, forming up in the ruins with the crossbowmen not far behind them, getting ready to see where the Reds go. And of course the Reds come up to meet them once again, holding that choke point ever so nicely. The skirmish phase has begun as arrows and crossbows go overhead. Someone goes down of the Reds. I believe that might have been the commander of the Red Valandians. I might be mistaken, but I'm sure it was. Here we are. See what we're doing now. We've got spearmen dedicated to the back of the line. Can you see that? Spearmen dedicated to the back of the line, because those yellow cavalry have been doing such a number on us that we have to dedicate nearly an entire unit to just waiting to see when the cavalry are going to come. That's how much 10 men are causing to a number of 40. And here they come now, the yellow cavalry coming up from the side, but there's a lot of spears poking at them. It might not be as good. A few yellow cavalrymen are going down. Not a very good charge this time, yellows, but it looks like the yellow infantry have came down at the right timing, making the combat turn into an all-out melee very quick in this fight. Once again, the skirmish phase is well and truly over as it turns into complete chaos. Cavalrymen going down everywhere though. There's a lot of spears on the field this time. A lot of spears on the field as the yellow infantry fight for their lives. This is one of the shortest rounds, definitely. I've said it once and I say it again. Doesn't matter who wins, it's about the fight that takes place. Good fighting all around. Good fighting all around. Here we are, just sweeping up the last of the yellows now. I don't always show it if I don't think there's much to show. There is some yellow crossbowmen down the hill firing off, but the reds storm the field and mop them up. I believe there's one more round to come, but this time it is all sergeants, no crossbowmen, no cavalry. There's a 10 advantage to the reds, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a good fight. Here they come, shield against shield wall. And here they go, the reds pushing up on the left-hand side as the two lines meet, clashing in, pushing forwards with their shields, trying to break through to get some good damage as more reds come in from the behind. It's an all-out melee now. There's some sort of a cohesive line going on, but it is breaking quickly as the fights turn into 1v1s, 2v1s. And the numbers for the yellows are dropping very quick, probably due to the numerical advantage, but it's not to say the fight does not look badass as warriors from both sides fight in a Valandian civil war. I hope you enjoyed this game, my friends. Glory to the Empire. I really enjoy it. Please leave some feedback. Let me know you're enjoying it, so it spurs me on to make more. I love making these videos. I love playing this game. We're only using one map really, but there's so many more things to come. We're already modding longbows into the game. We're getting new maps soon. It's going to be awesome. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Good game. Good game.